All right, I'm back with another Grandmaster game review. So this game was played in 1960 between uh, Bobby Fischer and Theodore Gitescu. And simply put, Fischer was young at this time, but this is just a quick game, one where he wins quickly, and I just figured I'd show it. So d4, knight f6, c4, and we have a Nimzo Indian on board. Pawn to e3, castle, bishop d3, d5, knight f3, knight c6, castle. All pretty standard stuff so far. D takes c4, bishop takes c4, bishop back to d6. So he's going to reposition this bishop on a good diagonal. He figured that there was no need to play bishop takes c3. Certainly it's a possibility back here, but the bishop is doing quite well on d6. So he chooses to reposition it. And after bishop to b5, threatening to take the knight on c6 and double black's pawns, black says, okay, I don't really care. I'll let you play bishop takes c6. So white does that. And black plays e takes d4 in between move. So black is able to do this because after e takes d4, white has two pieces that are under attack, the bishop on c6 and the knight on c3. So white has to move one of them. So e takes d4 is played. So just regaining that pawn rather than moving one of these pieces and furthering complications. Black now just plays b takes c6. And, while black has these damaged pawns, these doubled pawns right here, which are doubled and they are isolated, and this isolated pawn right here, black does have the bishop pair versus white's only one bishop. And the bishop pair can be incredibly useful. And white also has this isolated queen pawn that can be readily blockaded. And the c pawn actually lends support to this d5 square. But Fischer has a different idea for this c6 pawn later, as we'll see. So white plays bishop to g5, simply pinning the knight. Black just plays rook to e8, putting his rook on a good open file. And after queen to d3, simply developing the queen, black simply plays c5. So this is just setting a trap that white could potentially fall for. The best move here is probably just to play rook f to e1, where rook to e1, rook takes e1, rook takes e1, and then something along the lines of bishop to b7 would follow. And I think black would be doing quite well there. However, white falls for a bit of a rudimentary trap, I would say. And white simply plays d takes c5. So this is falling for a trap that white simply failed to see. And I think this is a relatively easy puzzle, but white clearly did not see it. Bishop takes h2, check, and black is simply just winning here because this queen is undefended. And if we can go back to this previous position, we note that queen d3, while the engine says it's good, it's certainly an inaccuracy because there's no need to put the queen on an undefended square in this position. Something like rook to e1 right away would have been better. And so Fischer was able to trap his opponent very quickly and win this game in 14 moves. So I thought this was an interesting game, pretty fun game, just a quick brevity. So That's going to be all for this video, but I'll see you guys next time.